Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. I'm glad to have you here. I'm so glad you could join and leave a like and hang out and be here for my moment of triumph. What's up, Skippy? What's up, Wublins? How are we? What's going on today? Happy Friday. Start of the weekend for a lot of us, but not everybody. What's up, Ultra? How you doing? When I was working in retail, I always hated when customers would be like, "Oh, happy Friday! So glad it's Friday. Aren't you glad it's Friday?" Because it's like, dude, I work in retail. Friday's just another fucking day to me. I'm probably working tomorrow, Saturday, dude. That's big retail day. I was like, okay, thanks. Rub it in my face. Rub it in my face so you get weekends off. What's up, Vini? Still horribly addicted to No Man's Sky. I might check that out. I might. I'm pretty deep into Persona 3 at this point. I think I'm getting close to the end. I don't know. Needs to talk about and enjoying my streamer. What's up? That's based. What'd you get at Taco Bell? There's a lot of good options. What's up, Saint Space? How we doing? Doing Dark Souls 3 Scythe playthrough. I gotta do like a Scythe playthrough on some game. You know what I need to do? I need to do a sorcery playthrough on Dark Souls 3. My first like 6 Dark Souls 3 playthroughs were like full melee, and then I finally did a pyro and a miracle build, and I still haven't done sorcery in Dark Souls 3. It's been a nice mellow experience. Sounds nice. I'd like a nice mellow experience. What's up, Apollo? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for liking on the way, and I appreciate that. Just made a display for work. Boss has to make a display to promote romance. You work at a bookstore or something? Currently stuck on Champion Gundyr. That's a tough one. That's a tough boss. Fun, though. I got the chicken cheesy street chalupas. That does sound good. Can't wait for this shortest stream ever where you've been in first try. Okay, so let's explain. Okay, Elden Ring. Okay. I mentioned before, I've been practicing Radahn off stream. I have now had 5 separate attempts where I got Radahn down to 1 hit left, and then I just dodged until I died without attacking because I wanted to beat it on stream. But basically, that's 5 attempts where I could have beaten him and didn't. And here's the deal. I'm really fucking sick of Elden Ring right now. Like my last stream, I got so pissed, and I don't want to play it. I really don't want to play it right now. So what I want to do is take a few weeks off and not play Elden Ring and then come back to it. But what I don't want to have happen is for all the practice I've done with Radahn to go out the window, because then I don't touch it for a few weeks. So I'm gonna fight Radahn today. And I'm gonna stream until I beat him, and then I'm not gonna touch the game for a few weeks because I'm fucking tired of it, honestly. And I'm gonna make a prediction that I'm gonna beat this within an hour, because I've had a lot of attempts in the last couple of days where I could have beaten it and elected not to. So I am very confident that I can win in a relatively short amount of time. I want to do a Faith or In build next. My Dark Souls 3 playthrough, when I streamed it, I did a Faith build, which used mostly the offensive miracles, and that was probably like one of my favorite builds I've ever done in any one of these games. I ran with the Astora Greatsword, and you can infuse it so it scales with Int. So I just blasted not Faith. So I just blasted Faith, and it was such a strong build, and I fucked everything up with offensive miracles. It was great. Got cut off romance graphic novels. I used the Showtime sequence for Ann and Morgana as the display picture. Oh, nice. There's a video I saw critiquing that boss and seemed to be about the zeitgeist of being unable to criticize Souls games. Yeah, well, because people are always like, people have this very stupid mindset where they're like, the game's hard, it's supposed to be hard. And it's like, well, there is fairness in difficulty. There's a good way to design difficulty and a bad way to design difficulty. And you can't stick your fingers in your ears and be like, it's supposed to be hard, when the design is just questionable and bad. You know, there's a reason that FromSoft updates these games after they come out and like nerfs bosses and stuff like that. They nerfed bosses in Armored Core 6. They nerfed bosses in Elden Ring. They nerfed bosses in Shadows of the Erdtree. They know there's a limit where it is not fair anymore. So, you know, that's a discussion that you should be allowed to have. Also started showing a friend Parasite. Surprised how little the show gets talked about. I haven't seen it personally yet. I'm honestly not a fan of Souls-like game. The only one I enjoyed was Remnant from the Ashes. I like them. I like them a lot. I feel like the issue is that FromSoft is just trying to be one-up themselves with difficulty rather than just designing good bosses. Yeah, I really... Because I was like, I was just watching some of my old streams the other day. I was like looking at myself like playing Dark Souls 3. Because sometimes I like to look back at like really... at tough bosses that I beat and just like, I enjoy watching myself beat it. I've watched myself beat Bile a couple times just because I enjoy that feeling of triumph. And I was watching like some of the Dark Souls 3 streams and I was like, some of the hardest bosses in Dark Souls 3 kind of pale in comparison to the hardest bosses in Elden Ring, but they're so much more fun to fight. So we're going to play Elden Ring. Again, I'm predicting, but I'm okay with being wrong. I'm predicting that I'll beat this within an hour, but we'll see. The only Radahn move I see is fully unfair is the quick double slash. Other moves are debatable, but that one I always see get brought up. I mean, it is genuinely just not fair. If the wiki is to be believed, it requires a frame-perfect dodge. I don't think that's reasonable to ask of most players. And in the second phase, it's even worse because the aftershocks of light fuck up your dodge timing and deal more damage than you need to take. All right, let's do this. I don't know how talkative I'm going to be while I'm doing this because I really want to be done with this. I don't think I'm going to feel all that good about beating it, to be honest. I think I'm just going to be happy that I don't have to do it anymore. We'll see, I guess. Yeah, so most of the damage I took during that attempt was from the double slash attack that takes a frame perfect dodge. Just to give you some idea of where we're at with this boss. Basically, the only barrier to me beating this boss at this point is RNG. Whether or not I get hit by the super unfair attacks a lot or not. Popped in to say hi. Look forward to your next big video. I say appreciate your Saint Space. Have a good day if you're still here. Thanks for hanging out. By the way, guys, if you haven't liked the stream, please do. It's going to be a big moment when I finally beat it. Does a designer mind anyone else at Ganondorf? I guess. Couldn't you try to dodge towards the gravity grab and get a hit off while he was recovering? No, because he has a follow-up attack that is virtually unavoidable. So it's a worse Melania. Yeah, it's on par with Melania as like just a terrible boss, if you ask me. Favorite boss of the DLC is Bile. He's on par with Melania in terms of like the hardest part is whether or not you have to deal with the attacks that are ridiculously difficult to dodge. That's like the main barrier to difficulty is whether or not you get hit with the tough ones. I mean, that was like a super clean attempt. I healed maybe 3 times. I had tons of healing left. I just got unlucky and got hit by attacks that I, especially with the light pillars, were just, if you get hit by one of them, it's just extraordinarily difficult to get out of that and not get hit by the rest. Yes, Bile was a great boss. It was really difficult, but really fair. I enjoyed Bile a lot. I look forward to fighting Bile on repeat playthroughs. Really would like to get him away from this wall. Of the DLC. Favorite boss of the DLC, I should say. I would not say it's my favorite boss of the entire game. I guess I don't know what my favorite boss of the entire game is. Call me a pussy for using the bubble tier. I do not care.
Got it in 2. Let's go. That was a short stream. I told you. I told you it was going to be less than an hour. I've seen a guy buff himself into killing this boss with 1 strike of his weapon. The fact that you beat Bile at Blessing level 5 is insane. I really, like, kind of brute forced Bile. I was, like, very underleveled for that. Or under-blessed for that. It was less than 20 minutes. I almost got it on the first try. I was drilling really well on the first try. I just got unlucky because he kept spamming the cross attack. This time, he didn't really use the cross attack, and I lived. You know, that just goes to show... You know, if whether or not I beat the boss is that reliant on RNG, then it's just not a very well-designed boss. He knows he's cooked, so he's spamming his buttons. He was spamming, like, the attacks I couldn't respond to a lot at the end. No cutscene? I assume there'll be a cutscene when I touch this orb, but I'll hold off on doing that until I've finished the rest of the DLC. I'll save that. I'll save that until after I finish exploring up here and doing that nonsense. So that'll be a next stream thing. Why? Because I'm assuming that will, like, lead to a credit screen or something, and I'd rather, like, save that for when I actually finish the DLC. So, I've beaten the boss now. In a technical sense, I've beaten it like 5 times, because again, I did a lot of practice runs where I would get him down to 1 hit and then allow him to kill me so I could beat it on stream. And I can now, you know, I've beaten it. I am done with it. I have seen it, I've examined it, I've thought about it, and I can say without a doubt that it is not a good boss fight. I can't make that call until after I've managed to beat it and I've seen everything it has to do. But I can say without a doubt now, I do not like that boss fight. It is not a well-designed boss fight. I think From Soft should go away from the challenge as their selling point unless they make Sekiro 2 or Armored Core 7. I think the challenge is a good selling point. I just think they need to get out of this mindset of needing to one-up themselves. Cooking stream win. We got one more Elden Ring DLC stream, I think, and then maybe. If they fix the cross attack, you think? That would not be enough. That would not be enough. There would need to be more changed. I think the pillars of light are extremely unfair because if you get hit, you know, when he doesn't attack and there's a pillar of light, if you get hit by the pillar of light, it throws off your dodge timing so much. Or if you're standing in a pillar of light, you have to dodge to get out of it. Basically, like, if he doesn't attack and you're in a pillar of light, you have 2 options. You can either dodge the pillar of light or you can take the pillar damage and dodge the next sword hit. And you can say, well, just don't be in the pillar of light. But sometimes, like, even when you dodge correctly, like, you're just still in it. And it fucks up the dodge timing. It fucks up your ability to avoid the damage. There's the attack he does where he jumps in the air and slams down multiple times. I have not figured out how to reliably dodge that. I managed to dodge it enough that I don't get killed, but I can't, like, reliably dodge it. It's ridiculous. I don't even know how to dodge his meteor attack. I just bubble tiered through it. I brute forced it because I didn't want to learn it. I think there's too much of this fight that cannot be intuited. Like, you'd have to, like, look up, like, how do I dodge this in order to figure it out. Like, it's just not... I think, like, if you should be able to intuit how to beat these bosses. You shouldn't feel the need to, like, look it up. And that's obviously an extremely subjective thing because some people are gonna want to look it up and some people aren't going to. But for me, I'm pretty good at these games, I think. I'm pretty good at learning how to fight bosses. And I didn't feel the need to use a guide to beat bosses until Elden Ring. Melania and Malekith and Promised Consort Radahn, those are the bosses that I felt the need to look up. And to me, that says they are they are not intuitive enough, because I have a track record of not needing to do that. Any ideas as to what you're going to play for next stream? Well, tomorrow is a Patreon stream. For anyone who's not aware, tomorrow will be a Patreon stream, so you can give me $5 on the Patreon to join that tomorrow. I'll be doing a little editing stream while I'm working on the Starfield video if you want to hang out for that. After that, I don't know. I think we're probably due for a truck stream. It's been a while since we did a truck stream. And then I don't know. I'm going to take a few weeks off from Elden Ring before I finish it up, because I don't want to play it anymore. I need a break. I'm done. I'm so sick of Elden Ring. The hair and the flashing is super distracting. The hair was bad too. I feel like I stopped thinking about it because I was just so used to the timing of the dodges, but the hair is bad too. I gave up on beating it remotely fairly. I was not having fun. I used a rotten bleed build and went full tank. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's not a fun fight. I don't enjoy it. Like, it's really disappointing that, like, what has mostly been a pretty good DLC ends with this horrible boss. It's really left a bad taste in my mouth, because I enjoyed Mesmer. I enjoyed the Frenzy Flame guy whose name I don't remember. I enjoyed Bile a lot. I enjoyed Rolana. There are a lot of really good boss fights in this, but Radahn was just so bad that it's completely soured my mood on the DLC as a whole. I'm like sitting in my chair thinking to myself that this DLC sucks, knowing full well that that's not how I felt for 90% of it. You know, I know I enjoyed this DLC a lot. I know I enjoyed playing through it a lot. What about Commander Gaius? Okay, well, I haven't finished that one yet, but Commander Gaius does suck too. But still, like, the vast majority of the DLC has been great. But this one boss, and possibly Gaius as well, has just completely soured my mood on the game, where I'm just like, I feel like I don't like the DLC, even though I know few weeks time after I've had time to, like, cool off and chill, I know I'm going to think back more fondly on the DLC, but right now I hate it. Right now I hate it, you know. Meteors just run back to the fog gate, I think, but it's not all that obvious as it looks like it hits the full arena. I mean, it sure fucking does. I did manage to no-hit dodge the meteor like one time, but for the most part I bubble tiered and took the hit. Because it's not worth it. We're watching Trigon on Discord? Not today. Today's Friday. You might feel like Saturday because I'm streaming, but today's Friday. Anime watch parties are a Saturday thing. I used Moog Spear, Fingerprint Shield, and Bull Goat Armor. I dodged twice the whole fight. Congrats to you for beating it. Bought a new graphics card today so I can probably properly play the DLC. Well, I hope you have a great time with it. I want to see if anyone who rated this DLC a 10 out of 10 still holds that up. I feel like this one fight alone has literally dropped it like 2 points for me. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this extremely short stream, everybody. I literally just wanted to stream to beat Radahn. And I have accomplished that, so I'm good. I'm gonna go now, and I'll see the patrons tomorrow, and I'll see the rest of you freeloaders on Wednesday. But if you want to join the Patreon, again, it's only $5 a month. You can join the stream tomorrow, and you'll get to see a little behind the scenes, little editing live stream for the Starfield video. You get a little sneak peek. Wouldn't that be nice? Ah. Or at the end too, is hard taste to get out. Yeah, no, it really sours the whole experience. I'm glad you're free from the shackles. Yeah, I'm good to just not play Elden Ring for a few weeks. All right, appreciate you, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for hanging out, and stick around for me for my moment of triumph. I'll talk to you later, and bye bye.